Llama, Electric Geek, and I'm joined with Steven, Collecto6, and this is the super duper awesome, biggest, bestest unboxing ever in the history of ever. Um, and it's actually going to be a pretty good one. Steven's he's been shopping up a storm. In terms, he's like trying to compete with me. I don't know why. I don't know why he's trying to compete with me.
No one can compete with you, Alan.
But I don't recommend it to anyone to try to compete with me because I shouldn't even compete with me. So it's just like, do that. Don't do this. What's the disclaimer? Do not do this at home, kids, or something like that.
Someone, I think it was Jeff Itkin said, does anybody overspend? And my answer is, does anybody not overspend?
Yeah, exactly.
I've never met a comic collector yet who isn't keep it close to the vest, and then when things have to be sold, why it's always an agonizing situation for that. And also what it is that if you're buying stuff that you like and then something big comes that you do want very, very much, then it's the scramble, and you absolutely do not want to be in a position where you're
You
selling
don't have the money.
under duress.
Yeah.
No, you're selling under duress in a short period of time, and you don't have enough time to get the value of your books, and then basically you shoot yourself in the foot. So it's almost better to at least try to have a certain
I
amount
missed
of.
out on a very, very big book today because of that. I
Oh,
shot
really? What
myself
book was that?
Venus 19.
Mm.
That's the one where the guy's face is coming off.
Yeah, yeah.
So yes. So
But there are a million. Alan, I keep telling you this. Your batting average is damn good. I mean, just look
I
around you.
actually almost got it. I missed it by like a couple minutes. I kind of
Underbid.
underbid. Not underbid because it was a claim sale, like a claim on Instagram post.
Hmm.
And I kind of said, I looked at the FMV, and that didn't matter. It didn't matter. It was
Well,
like,
I sent you a message that Ryan has that beautiful cover that has the
voodoo.
skull with the.
Yeah.
And it was you came up with a price that was approximately between
Half.
20 and 25% of what he will be asking for it with unabashedly.
Yeah.
And so and when you tell me that says, well, I've missed a few, they've got by
Well,
me, they've sailed past
they
me,
were
but
going
I'm
for that
but
two to four hundred range. I'm just saying.
they may or may not be, and I will keep my eye out. But believe you me, it's going to start probably between 17 and run to 27, depending on what gives. So
Okay.
understand that's what. So I decided at that point I wasn't going to play, but it was nice of him to respond, and I do appreciate it.
Okay. So quickly before we talk too much, I
Let's
want to just
talk to the
quickly
chat.
shout out. Yeah, I see. I remembered today.
Good for
Uh,
you,
Hi Grip. Hi Grip. Hi Lyle. Hi K Munin. Hi Matt.
Andreas, Mr. Matt.
Yeah. And actually, look, even Matt said hi. Thanks, Andreas. And Kim Yunin said that the interview with Matt was great. So that's good.
It was
And
good.
then, hi, the better half of Steven.
The best half,
The best half. Oh, that's even better. Okay.
no question.
The most bestest half. Okay. So, and hi, Captain Comics. And then hi, Cosmic Trucker. So yeah, I got everyone. So, okay. So, yeah, actually, I'm surrounded by books that were for Wednesday's video. I'm not going to use any of these books in this video, but I'm going to show some cool books as well.
Okay.
But I'm going to let you show like a dozen and then me show a few because I
I
know
will
you have
show. Well,
you have a lot.
I have some to show, and I have some interesting things and some insights that I wanted to share with the chat and with
Okay,
you.
cool.
But I will start by showing you my purchase from Papa Wheelie,
Oh, okay.
from
Oh,
the Papa and Bleecker and Houdat have an auction they do once a week.
once a week. Yeah.
And I have purchased from Houdat. I've purchased from Papa twice now, and also I purchased some from Bleak, and
Hmm.
very good deals, fun times, interesting conversation.
Hmm.
Not a patch on us here. Can't be a patch on us
Oh,
here.
that's good. That's
Well, of
good.
course, we're not selling. It's like Jimmy Stewart in It's a Wonderful Life. Potter's not selling. Potter's buying. So we're Potter and we're buying.
Okay,
But
so
I'll
let's
start off.
talk.
Make me big,
Yeah.
and I will
Yep.
start with over my shoulder on over on my shoulder here.
Hmm.
I have the Shane McCormick
Collection.
grouping. Some of the Shane McCormicks I have, who is a very very good artist in Ireland, and
Hmm.
of various covers, classic covers, and topics. And so I thought I'd throw them out. And then just next to Batgirl is a really cute Donald Duck hardcover book that I found,
Oh
which is so
yes.
cute. I really am not a big Donald Duck collector, although Donald Duck is my favorite of the Disney characters by far.
Hmm.
I think Mickey's kind of a Magoo and goofy, and
I
the
like
girls
Goofy a little bit. So
goofy.
Donald Duck is my
Goofy's the
number one, and then
but Donald
yeah,
has it all because he gets so damn angry, and he's
yeah.
interesting. He's fun to watch. You can see the fuse burning, and then boom, and off he
Graphic
goes.
Man is like, go get that book.
All right, I'll go show it.
You know, it's funny. I think I have that book too because you got me buying
Yes,
that book.
you FOMO'd after I found it. You were saying I want that book, and then
Uh-huh.
of course you found it better strength, better, longer, stronger, cheaper,
Yep.
more resonant.
Uncle Scrooge is awesome too.
There he is.
Yeah, it's a great one. And
It's just
when
a
is that
really
from?
really, and it's a hardcover, and it Donald Duck and his friends, and it's not a terribly expensive
No, it
book at
wasn't
all. It was like
expensive at all.
$85 or $75 or
I
100 or
think it was
whatever
even
it was.
cheaper than that. I think it was
It
cheaper than
was,
that.
yeah, it wasn't terrible, and it's the interior is very very lovely. I mean, it's a lot of
Hmm.
good illustrations in it. I will.
And when is that from? Do you remember?
I'd have to pull it out to see.
Okay. Well,
38, 40, something like that. 38,
yeah,
39.
I knew it was like in that 30s or 40, early 40s.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
in the 30s to the 90s, somewhere in there.
somewhere in there. Dawn of
So here,
time till today, somewhere in between that.
so we start with my Papa buy.
Hi, Kenneth. By the way.
Hi, Kenneth. Here are the Barbie twins.
Oh, nice. That's a bit adult. I remember the Barbie twins. So I learned the secret of how they got sort of the very tiny bodies but big assets. Um, was they were sort of bulimic, so they would eat a lot and then they would throw it
Purge.
all up. Yeah, so they purge and then but the fat would sort of concentrate in certain areas, so it kind of worked out for them.
God love
Not
them.
yeah, interesting time.
Here is Panther, number one.
Okay, nice.
Here's Jennifer Blood.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like Jennifer Blood as well.
Here is another Jennifer Blood.
Okay.
Sort of a anime spin.
Yeah, a bit. Yeah, you would think that that book, the Donald Duck one, would be more expensive,
They
but
don't. They don't.
the books are
And
really affordable, actually.
well,
Usually they last.
they were printed in their millions because Disney at that time was not anything political of any sort. All it was pure entertainment, and making money by being entertaining, which
Yeah.
is a very very good business model. If you get woke and try to become
Mhm.
an activist, and try to you alienate half of your audience to begin with,
Mhm.
and then the people that then are prepared to be offended, who are your other 50%, look for reasons to be offended. It's stupid. It's not a good
Yeah.
business model.
Those
I
books,
have
they
no use for
lasted
them.
too. So they usually go for about, I would say, 25 to $50 range, depending on the.
Maybe a little bit more than that. Maybe a
Is
little
there?
bit more
I
than that.
don't think I paid that much. I'd have to look it up.
Well, I mean, you never pay as much as me for anything,
Okay, just so you know,
except sometimes.
just sometimes. Okay.
Here's another Jennifer Blood.
Okay, cool. I picked up all these. I have all these Jennifer Bloods too because I like that series.
Here's a Jennifer Blood.
That's a nice one. Oh, Graphic Man totally agrees with you, by the way.
Here's a beautiful Lady Death.
Oh, okay, that's a different one.
All manner of green skulls illuminated from the inside. Then there's one with horns down below. And
now,
then
those
there
Lady
looks like,
Deaths actually can be valuable because usually they do them as Kickstarters nowadays.
I think this is one of those.
Yeah, because they and their Kickstarters do quite well actually, because it it has like that sort of like it's similar to Zombie Tramp where it has like sort of like its group of fans that are kind of rabbit
You mean
collectors.
the people who get sucked into the zombie trap?
Yes, exactly.
Thank God that's not me.
Well, I think you're in that now. Oh, Patriot. That's very
Isn't that a
cool.
pretty one?
Yes, yeah. I have a few of those as well. Anything with sexy girl on the cover, I pretty much have.
Here is
Oh, that's really interesting.
Dark Child.
Yeah. It looks like a foil. Is it a
And
foil?
it's a foil. Yeah, see, it's a foil.
And who's the artist? It almost looks like
his name is
Campbell?
Tom Brest.
Oh, Tom Brest, really? Are you joking about that?
Yes.
I think so. Yes. Who's the artist?
It says here Gorder, Quino, Don Gardino. I don't know who did it.
It's not Gardino.
If I don't know what it is or in any way, it instantly turns into Don Gardino.
Okay, cool.
Here's another Gardino cover.
Okay. Do not
actually
believe
this is a NYX Dynamite exclusive 500 print run. That's 6 red/6. I've purchased 4 or 5 books from them. They always have
these
they have
exclusive
the
variants.
They always have the naughty with the Power Girl reveal.
And is this like what's the comic like?
This is Nathan Zerdy.
Oh, Nathan Zerdy. Okay, what's the comic like inside? Is it actually a real comic inside, or is it just like?
Oh, it's a wonderful. It's an expansive story of life, love, and fooling around. There's castles and dragons. I think there's about 4 pages between the covers.
Yeah, probably. Like a lot of them are like that, where it's just like pinups and stuff like
cover.
that. So, yeah,
it's a cover. Buy. I mean, it's a cover buy. Here's a really cool cover buy.
Really cool cover buy. That is a cool cover buy. Is that Wonder Woman or what is that?
It's like a cross between, I think it's Wonder Woman or Red Sonja. I think it's Wonder Woman though.
Yeah.
But she's venomized or something.
I don't know.
And she's in the land of green with her green swords and everything is green.
Yeah, very interesting.
And as I said, I don't believe in buying Zombie Tramp.
Yeah, don't buy Zombie Tramp, kids. Okay.
This is bad for you.
Yeah. I like that one. That was a nice cover.
Well, this is the other version that has been already modified for youthful eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Alan, this one is.
It looks like Jennifer Aniston.
Wow. This one is. This one's quite naughty. I don't know if I should show this one. I don't think I will.
Okay, so we missed out on that one. Is it like really naughty or like slightly naughty? Okay, that's really naughty.
That's what I'm saying. And then there's this one has been adjusted.
And who is that?
Well, it's the devil. It's the devil woman.
Is it Lady Death or who is it?
It's the Lady Death woman. I don't know.
I don't know because like it's rare to see Lady Death nude actually, strangely.
And this is the last I have from the Papa Run, which she's got a beautiful set of abs.
That's cool. Is that?
I have no idea who she is.
No, it looks like Psylocke. Looks like
Psylocke. Not like Psylocke. I don't think Psylocke looks like this. There's no sash. There's no glowing arm or anything. Okay. Psychic weapon. We can say
I'm just going by the purple. It's going by the purple.
I don't know what. Actually, I'll find out who this is.
Really? Okay. Wow. We're gonna find out. You're gonna find out first here. It's always great to see zombie tramps. See, people like
Valkyrie
zombie tramps.
Saviors, Chapter 3.
Yeah, Lady Death and Lady Demon was the other one. See, yeah, it's weird to see her nude, by the way.
You know, the interiors are all anyway.
So, who was it? Sorry, who did you say it was?
It's Valkyrie Saviors. So she's a
Oh,
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie Savers. I have a bunch of those, and they're usually naughty.
Valkyrie Saviors number 3 of 3. And I don't know who. It
Who did
doesn't
the
say
cover?
who the artist is.
Okay, but that's cool. And you picked these up relatively affordably, right?
I think I picked them all of these books up for altogether. I think it was $83, including shipping.
Oh, Latour did. He's an artist as well. He did a variant for Valkyrie Savers number 2.
Well, Mr. Tor, when you come on and be interviewed on Alan's channel, I would very much look forward to seeing some of your work.
I actually met him in person at one of the Ottawa conventions.
And he still will talk to you?
Yeah, he still talks to me. That's pretty amazing, right? He's
I
local.
mean, the man is a saint.
Yeah, he's local. So
yeah, he's local.
He's local. I mean, he's in Ottawa.
A saint. Yeah, he's local.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just like saying he's local. That's all.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am presenting this beautiful Comic Collector Geek sweatshirt.
Oh no!
This swag is available. If you look down in the listing below, you can actually link over and find. And I tell you, and I mean this sincerely, it is good stuff. Sometimes when you get swag, it's sort of but this actually is a very, very comfortable shirt.
It's very comfortable.
And the applique is made in such a way that it isn't going to just crap out on you if you wash it. So for what it's worth, if you want to show your colors proudly, mind you, proudly, for the Comic Collector Geek, they are available and you should buy. They have coffee mugs and caps and all kinds of good stuff.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So do you want to show some more, or do you want me to start showing?
Well, that's well over a dozen, but I'll show one more thing and then I'll let you do it.
Okay, sounds good.
To the chat, one of the best books, one of the books that was basically changed me for comic collecting when I had basically given up on it. Late Bronze Age, a little bit further along, things sort of petered out for me. And then came The Dark Knight Returns, The Dark Knight, with Frank Miller and Lynn Varley and Klaus Janson. And that series of 4 books was so amazing. And it changed the firmament of Batman, and it changed the way you could look at him. And their world that they built for him was truly an amazing thing. And waiting each 3 or 4 months for the next installment to come out, those square bounds that came out, took forever for them to come. And they did not disappoint 1 through 4. They didn't disappoint at all. And Batman being older and Batman being gristled and the Batmobile is this gigantic urban assault vehicle, and the world that was in the television, they sculpt television scenes and stuff, talking about stuff, and it's extremely well done, very well written, and to this day, really one of the most amazing series for interpretation of the Batman.
Oh yeah,
and
I totally agree.
Collecting those 4 parts, I think probably many of you collectors have them. One of the things that they had that was of a limited edition was that they collected all 4 parts into a hardbound book, and they would then number them, and they were signed by Frank Miller. And these are very, very hard to find, and even in the day, because there was a bunch of them, but there just were not enough for people to be able to do it. To get them, and so they were. I think it's 5,000. I think it was. Okay. But what they also did, because if you were one of the people who was involved in the actual production of the book, you were able to, they sent to you a copy. Actually, 4,000 was all they printed of these
Oh wow.
hardcovers. Only
For
4,000.
Batman, that's very small.
Very
Okay.
small.
Hmm.
They only did 4,000 of them, and this is from 19.
90 something.
This is from 1996. No, it's 1986.
86. Oh wow.
1986. See, it was
Wow.
right after the Bronze Age, and then this brought me back, and then Neil Adams and all that, and it's just the Batman. It just was great. Of the rarest ones of these are the ones that were never signed or numbered, but they were given as presents to the people that created them, and they
Okay.
put AP for artist proof.
Oh, okay. And usually
And
there's only like
there
5 or
are
10 or
very,
something.
very, very few of the artist proof versions of this book.
Very cool.
And so so the collectible portion, you can get the first prints of the Dark Knight, of the Dark Knight. And the cover that was made on this was a special dust cover that they made for this one as well. A friend of mine knew one of the principals of that had provided for the publishing of this book.
Hmm.
And one of the guys, he said, "Did you ever get your artist proof of the Dark Knight?" He says, "Yeah, I've got it sitting right here." My buddy bought it from him. He never opened it.
Oh wow.
So
That's that's a real
I
unicorn
have an unopened artist proof of the
of
Dark
that
Knight
book.
hardcover.
Wow. So I wouldn't open it. Are you sure that's inside? You got to open it up to find out.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm absolutely certain that it is. And
Wow.
the guy
That's very
had the
cool.
press release for when it first came out, and it's dated January 27th, 1986.
Wow, that is very cool.
And this came from Warner Communications, and that letter came with the book.
Wow, very cool.
So now the last thing that I want to show you, and the reason I wanted to show you those was to give some sort of uh, uh, basis to show you this. One
Okay.
of the things that they had was an interesting time with DC, that they wanted to have something to just because it was so special, and they realized it was special at the time. They decided that what they would do is they would produce a limited edition store counter display for this.
Oh wow.
And to have this display made, they wanted to have something that had depth and dimension to it, and
Hmm.
something that was grand enough to stand out. And so what they did was, of all places, they went to Italy. Thank you,
Okay.
thank you, Kim Yunin. Uh, they went to Italy to have these produced, and they are of the rarest Dark Knight pieces that you can get, but you can still get them.
Okay.
And this is the pop-up display
Oh wow.
that they brought, that they gave, that you could get to uh, put at the store, that went right by the stack of the Dark Knights that they had for sale.
Oh, that's very interesting.
And these are unbelievably brittle. They're
Oh
brittle, brittle,
really?
brittle. Yes, they're brittle as hell.
Oh, I would have thought
And
it'd be
so
more durable just because they are a display
this one
piece.
is very, very nearly mint, but it's even this one has lost just a corner. It wasn't chipped off, it just dropped off.
Wow.
Um, but this one, when these came out, and I found out about it, I wrote a letter to Warner Brothers. I said, "I'm a big fan of The Dark Knight. Could I please buy one of these pop-ups?"
Hmm.
And I got no answer. And then the next thing I know, here comes an envelope, just a manila envelope, and it's kind of lumpy and it's been bent. And I go, "What in the world is this?" And I saw that it said Warner Brothers on it.
Wow.
And so I opened it up, and they sent me one of these pop-ups
That's very cool.
and a letter saying, "Thank you for your interest." My one has chips all over the edges and what have you, and it through no fault of my own. They're just
Hmm.
very, very dry. So if you get a nice one, if you find these, They're anywhere from $100 to $500,
Oh wow.
depending. And it depends upon, some people are high on them and they don't want to sell them. But if you keep your eyes open, no, it's not the glue. It's the actual plastic that they used.
Mm-hmm.
The actual, and back when I was a kid, they had a product called the vacuum form. And a vacuum form is basically exactly what the name says. You have a mold, and it was a Mattel toy, and it had this little kind of a box that had a burner on it, and then you put the mold that you wanted to make a mold of on top of this thing, and you heated the thing up, and then you had a door that had a piece of this plastic that also was being warmed, and then you flip the thing over and you push it down on top of the mold and push it
Okay.
down so it goes all the way down, and you let it sit for 45 seconds or something till it's completely molded, and then you take it off and then turn the thing off, let it cool, and then you cut the thing out, and they had like cars and
I've
monsters and
seen those actually.
things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, yeah, I remember
And
that.
but they were also very, very brittle because the plastic that they had available
Yeah,
to
I remember them cracking really easily and
that
just
they
like
mold that it had to be of a certain type to be able to get uh, malleable enough through heat. But
hmm
then when it cooled, some of
it,
the properties of the inherent the strength of the material after it had been heated and cooled was somewhat subject to, it was questionable. And I think that it's the same. Yes, it is exactly, Lyle.
hmm
And Lyle, I won't say it. So anyway,
hmm
that this is, if you guys are online or on eBay, or if you're at a show or something like that, some guy may be selling them for $50 or $30 or something, but this is a very rare thing. And if you do want to frame it, then what you can do generally is then you can just basically put the matting right there. You wouldn't even see that that I lost a corner. You would never know the difference. But this is about as mint as these get.
Okay, very nice. I mean, it
So I
looks
wanted
really
to
cool.
thank you, but I wanted to just share that about the Dark Knight. It's enough time has passed since 1986, so that's 14 and 24. 14
It's
and 24 is 38. I went to public school.
38.
That's 38
Why
years
did you do the
ago.
math that weird way? That's the weirdest way to do the math.
86 is 14. Yeah, it's what 24 and 14 are 38,
Why don't you
right?
just do like the way I would have done the math? Just like we can ask the chat how they would do the math. The way I would do the math is that's 40 years ago to 1984 and 2 more years, so it's minus 2, 38.
I see. Well, um, uh, addition is commutative, right? So in other words,
Sure.
you can get there different ways.
Yes, I guess. Yes. That's
Some
very true.
people use events. Some people use events. Well, see, now 1986, I was anyway. You
Oh,
go
really? Oh, yeah. That's a really. I've seen people do
those.
that where they go. I
Well,
was
I was
okay,
driving up to
and
Mount Hood.
now I'm like this old. Therefore, basically, yeah, it's like how my age then, my age now,
I was
and it's
driving
like
to Mount Hood. I was at a quarter of a tank. That must be 38 years,
yeah,
48
totally
years,
makes sense.
whatever it is. So
Yeah,
the long and the short of it is that for something as important as the Dark Knight is, there are certain things that if you keep your eyes open, and if you do keep your eyes open, sometimes you can get these reasonably, but they are very hard to get. And having a signed Frank Miller copy of the Dark Knight's pretty good.
yeah. I always think of 1980 as 20 years ago too. I always think of the year 2000 because we were propagandized as kids that the year 2000 was flying cars. We'd be like, teleporting across the universe, all this wonderful stuff in
Aren't
the year
we?
2000.
We aren't.
We aren't. So,
We're communicate. I'll tell you, our communication's a lot better than it
oh
ever
yeah, yeah,
was.
yeah, that's true. But
As
so
you and I
my,
talk, I'm in the Pacific Northwest, and
I
and
know.
you're in Botswana, and I think that it's very important.
But so for me, anything after the year 2000 is the future. I always
And
think of
anything
that
after
future.
and after anything after 1985 is a modern comic.
No, after no,
80?
no. Well, if you use my method, which is the plastic age method,
No, no, that didn't catch on. That didn't
it's
catch on.
well,
Then
it's
then
going to
there'll be
catch
the
on.
then there'll be the styrofoam age,
Sorry, age.
and
No,
and
there's the plastic age. Okay, so people 91 to 99 is the plastic age. 2000 and beyond is modern. Okay.
So 24 years of modern books.
Yes.
At least 24 years of modern books. What is modern age? What's that? That was 15 years ago. So they say, I've got some really old books to bring into your store. Really? What? How old are they? Well, they're 20 years old. He says, no, those are modern. Yeah, but they're
Yeah.
20 years old. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
modern.
They're modern.
I have some
Well,
really, really early ones. I got a couple from 1990. They're 34 years old, modern.
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So at least by adding the plastic age, you get a little bit less modern.
I don't think the plastic age has a nice sound to it, Alan. It
No,
has sort
well,
of
that's
a
the whole reason. If you think about it, it makes total sense. If you think about the 90s, it's mass produced. It's,
schlock.
plastic. Yeah, it's plastic. Yeah,
Schlock.
yeah, yeah.
I shouldn't be that judgmental. I shouldn't
Okay,
dismiss it like that. There's good stuff.
okay. So I actually like the plastic age, but okay.
Show
I
me.
guess I'll show some books. I brought some because you told me I better bring some books because you're
Damn
gonna show.
right.
He's gonna like Steven's just warming up, guys. He's got some. I know some of the books that he's going to be showing are pretty cool, so stay tuned. He spent a
This is going to be
fortune
the best. This is going to be the best one I'm going to be able to do for a while because
until
on
the
a
kidney
gonna
grows back, right?
until they said it won't grow back.
Oh
Um,
no! Oh
they
no!
said I don't. Then they say I only need one, which is good.
Okay, well,
But no, I have various things, but uh, I've been doing some shifting as far as what I collect and how I collect.
mm-hmm,
And some collections have gone away,
mm-hmm.
and I am reapplying it to different collections. And my first love, of course, is the comics. Go ahead, Alan.
All right, okay. So I was just going to say hi to a couple people. Hi Beckerman,
Hi,
and
Beckerman.
hi one Marvel
Number
fan,
one Marvel fan.
number one Marvel fan, and hi CJ, and wait,
80s was copper after
and
bronze.
hi Louis. I think that's it. So, I just wanted to say hi to those people. I'm
Heidi
terrible.
ho.
Okay, so now to balance out Batman, I'm going to show Golden Age pre-code horror. That's what. So yeah, so we're going to start out with some EC stuff. This is a Johnny Craig
Wow,
cover.
shot in the back.
I know, I love this one. It's like, I always call this the what's the guy's name? The vice president?
Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney. The Dick Cheney cover.
Yeah, when the duck hunting, he shot the guy.
This
I
is a
thought you
Dick
were a
Cheney
duck.
cover. You look like a duck.
You look like a duck. You act like a duck.
So yeah, so this is the Dick Cheney cover. And then this one we both have.
Yes, what a
I
great
really
book.
like this one. The Dead Who Walk. I always love this. The reason I like this is like the balance between this super awesome, like really well drawn girl, just looks amazing, and these sort of googly eye like zombie characters. I just think it's just such a cool contrast. I really like it. So and they're all like saying why they want to like eat her basically. So yeah, just kind of fun stuff. I really like this one, The Dead Who Walk. And then another kind of fun pre-code horror series is Chilling Tales.
Those things, I'll tell you, finding those things and affording them, getting them, the prices can be high, and then the next thing you know that they're actually very quite reasonable for what they
never
are.
reasonable. These are never reasonable. I can tell you right now, this is
They're so distinctive. Who's the artist on that cover?
Oh, I want to say Basil Wolverton, but I'm not sure.
Here, let me. I can
You
find
can
out.
look it up. Chilling Tales 13. I want to say Basil Wolverton, but I might be wrong. Oh, Matt Fox. I think, yeah. Cosmic Trekkers faster on the key.
Thank you. I'll tell you what. I'm going to rely on the chat. They're one hell of a lot faster than I am.
You know what's funny? I once I see it, I remember, and it's like, but the reason I was thinking Basil Wolverton, just so you know, is just because of the weirdness of the character.
Face, yeah.
Yeah, but I knew that it was Matt Fox. Actually, I was like, I knew that I was saying the wrong thing, but yeah.
So he's pulling this guy out to eat the marrow out of his bones or something? What is he doing? The screaming skull. But what is he pulling him out to the ground to crack his bones?
I'm not sure if he looks like a zombie too, right? I think he's
Yeah.
just, he's just looking for a friend.
Well, he's
It's
got
like,
blood all over his clothes. I mean, he's got blood all over his coat.
well, he's freshly dead, maybe.
I
I
see.
don't
He's
know.
only just mostly dead.
Mostly dead. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. No, it's a French, like, I don't know. I always try to, like,
It's
always
a
try to see
French
the
thing.
best.
It's a French thing.
No, not he's a fresh thing. I
Oh,
said,
okay. I thought you said it's a French thing.
not a French thing. No. Only reason I know that is I see enough auctions that say I won't be able to afford
Or
that
that again.
again. Seriously, those ones,
Well
like,
said.
I'm actually trying to get the complete run. I'm only missing one from the Chilling Tales one. And they're
Cool.
all insanely expensive. Uh, I kind of like this one. They got
Look
these
how much
really kind
stuff is going on in the background.
I know. One sec here. If I can kind of zoom in. I'm not sure if you can see that. Can you see all
Yeah,
the
you
little
can. You
ghoulies?
can. It has sort of a Tolkien feel to it.
A bit, yeah, a bit. I can see that. It's kind of like these little demon characters. I think
Hmm.
they're really cool. So yeah, um, Beware Tales of Horror, and I think that's number 12. And then
Those are so cool. I've looked at those a few times, and you're right. I go, well, that's an interesting. Oh my God. Okay, well, that's why.
yeah, no, they're insanely expensive. Another insanely expensive one is this
Oh
one.
man.
This is Dynamic Comics number 18, and this has actually got the wrong interior inside of it, but it's the cover that people buy. It's all about the cover buy. So I got this one relatively cheap because it's
And
got the
who's the
wrong
cover
interior.
artist again?
Oh, jeez. I have no idea. I totally forgot.
Mr. Atkinson, do you know?
Some reason I'm thinking something with a gill. I don't know. Um, I forgot who the artist is, but it's a really well done one. The thing I like about it is you got the little people in the beakers, and then this one oh it's Dynamic Comics number 18, Matt. So you gotta look that up. But you didn't miss the hugest book. Did you see the title for this video, by the way?
Yes. Yes.
It's just like being silly.
Jerry. It's not just the one hugest book.
It's
It's
a
a
lot of
slew
hugest
of
books.
big ones, and I will be building. I will be building to a crescendo.
Yes. And that's the word for today, boys and girls. Crescendo.
I thought it was
Um,
panel pictologist.
oh yeah, did you like that video?
Yeah, we
Okay,
used to
cool.
say that when I went to work at the comic book marketplace.
Oh really?
My editor always says we are not comic collectors, we are panel pictologists.
I know
And
it
we all
sounds
said, I said, we are? He said, yes, you are. You're all panel
Panta.
pictologists.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that and then this one I was actually on my top 10, by the way, for on Sunday. This is Shocking Mystery, number 51 by LB Cole. My copy's really rough, but I do have a copy of it, and it's a really psychedelic kind of
Very
hypnotic cover with the eye and the spiral and stuff like that.
cool
So yeah.
cover.
Okay, so yeah, Matt. It's the interior for 18. I think it's number 11, which is the cover. I don't know. You gotta go to like my comic shop ding. Uh yeah, it's number 11, I believe, yeah. Gusta Ricca did the cover. Thank you. I knew it. I just had to.
Gus Ricca.
Gus Ricca. Yeah.
Well done, Cosmic Trekker.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so it has the wrong interior. I mentioned that. Actually, I'm going to show you the very first Golden Age book that I ever bought, and it's an EC book. And this is the very first. Seriously, this is the very first Golden Age book. I always wanted to get something EC related when I was younger, and this was the first one I bought. This is Vault of Horror, number 27. I paid $20 for it. I think I actually negotiated down from that price too, because that's the kind of person I am. I think I paid 15, but
Is
yeah.
that Wally Wood?
No, it's Johnny Craig again. But it looks like a little like Johnny Craig, Wally Wood a bit, but it's Johnny Craig.
Okay.
But
Johnny Craig and Jack
you know,
Davis, and
yeah.
yeah.
So I bought this back in 1990 something, around early 90s at a Comic Con back then. And nowadays this same book added zero to that price. It's just like crazy how much they've gone up since then. Yeah. And okay, I'll show one more. We've got some crime suspense stories. This is the suicide cover. So it's another Johnny Craig actually. And the reason is if you look at the mirror, the reflection in the mirror, you can see that it's his arm. So it's a really crazy cover.
Terrible.
So yeah, it's
That's
very
really
pre-code,
very,
very pre-code horror.
very awful.
Yeah, I know. Okay, wait. I actually realized that some of these are out of order. Okay, so I'm gonna just show a couple more. We got Chilling Tales. Another Chilling Tales. This one is, I got this from my comic shop, ding, if you have the bell handy. Thank you. And this is just another one of these really cool covers. I mean, it's just like this guy's face. I don't know what's going on. It's got like these weird.
Well, he's got a mask over something. He's got some sort of Doctor Doom kind of thing going on there.
Yeah, it's really weird. But look at his hands and stuff. Just
He's
really
a
crazy
bad
stuff.
cat.
Yeah, he looks like a pirate to me.
He's got a kryptonite axe too, or tomahawk.
Yeah, it looks like a weird little tomahawk thing. Yeah, The Smell of Death. But yeah, but really nice copy actually. This supposedly this is a 2.5, but it does
Looks
not
a
look
hell
like
of a
it.
lot nicer than
This
that.
is a My Comic Shop 2.5. So I mean
Probably
it's
like a 3.5 to 4.
yeah, it's got a little bit of issues on the spine right here,
Fine.
but that's about it.
Great cover though.
Yeah, 1952 era. Or 53 probably. I'd say it's 53. Okay, so and Matt said 3.5 of Dynamic Comics number 11 is listed at 5,600 on My Comic Shop. See how expensive that book is?
Lord.
Guess how much I paid? Because
$25.
okay, why do you always guess low and then make me feel like it's like no, I didn't pay $25. I paid $300.
Oh, okay.
But
Still a deal.
Still a deal because I saw like a 0.5 copy, like so it was missing like a whole bunch of pages, and it just was, the cover was kind of mangled, but it was like a dynamic number 11.
It was very
and
dynamic.
and it sold for just under 1,000. It was like 900 and something. I was like, that's so much.
I appreciate it. I wouldn't do it. I appreciate it, but I wouldn't do it.
So at like $300, has the wrong interior, but I'm gonna find a coverless copy, and a coverless copy will be cheap because it's a pure cover buy. Yeah, so I'm just gonna find a
I don't know
coverless
where you're
copy
going to
somewhere.
find a coverless copy. You just have to keep your eyes open.
Just keep my eyes open. So I'm actually I think on My Comic Shop again, ding if you want. I actually put a request looking for, how you can put like the different grades. I put the lowest possible grade like that you can put, just because I wanted to get a coverless copy, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah. Oh, oh, by the way, that was a 3.5 restored, by the way. The one that
Jeez.
was 5,600.
I
Wow,
have no idea
crazy.
what the census would be on a book like that. It
It's
can't be
it's
terribly high.
it's not that high. I think it's like 30 or 40. It's not low as you might imagine, but it is a highly sought after one.
Mm.
Talking prices with us newbies, sure. I always try to mention prices. Um and if you want to buy any of these books, just
Oh,
add 2
Lyle.
or 3 zeros to it, and then that's the price. So that's
Well
pretty
done,
good.
Lyle.
Okay, I'll find it. Thank you, Lyle. Lyle's actually finding me all this kind of stuff.
He's a
It's
looker.
He
Hunter.
hates my MasterCard. I think he really hates my MasterCard. My MasterCard is just like, oh no, don't look at Lyle. Don't look at anything he sends you. It's like my MasterCard's like, oh. Okay, so but yeah. Do you want to show some
Sure,
more?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay.
So here we go. A lot of these are from um, some are from eBay, but the majority of them are from that. But here is a fun one. These little digest ones from the war. They're like Good Girl, and they have cartoons and gags and things in them, and they're just real cute. I just like the cover. I just like the cover of this one. It looks like somebody's got a cannon on him because he's looking at his girl or something.
You didn't show me that one before.
I haven't shown you several things.
That's a
This
cool
one,
one.
was
Oh,
a
I
reaction to Ricky all sorts of words
oh
because
really?
inside this is he showed this. He said, if you ever find this, you should buy it because what it has is it has Valentine's Day cards. It's a very heavy book. It's all cardstock,
Yeah.
and they have all the heroes, these Valentines with the cornball expressions like you used to get when you were a kid. You had a shoebox, and everybody would drop the Valentines into the box, and no one will know them. And of course, we're all shoveling them into the different boxes and stuff. So,
You know, it's funny. I just showed that book recently. I picked it up. I bought it from the stand. From the comic shop.
very good.
Hmm.
Here
Oh,
is,
that's a nice one.
and I believe that this is a Harry Lucy
I was
cover.
just gonna say Harry Lucy. Yeah.
And what I did was I went shopping to see the covers. Not every single Harry Lucy cover is a pip,
Hmm.
but a lot of them are. I just like the way he draws. But Veronica, it's 9:30. Archie, I've been telling you for the last hour. I'll be ready in a few minutes, and they did this cover more than once. That joke.
Yeah. It's a very common trope.
This is one. I believe the other one was even earlier, but this is still a early code 10 center, so it's pre 61
Hmm.
or no later than 61.
Very cool. Wind can
And
be a man's best friend at times low. What I'm not sure.
wind,
Wind.
wind.
I'm not sure what that's about. Oh, because her dress is blowing up, maybe?
I mean, it's yes, it could be.
Okay, sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Here is
Oh, I've shown that one too.
cookie number 20. And it was in good shape and it wasn't terribly expensive. And the guy that's doing the spit take from the and bouncing up off of the sand, and you've got this sort of dump noodly looking gal in a bikini going by.
Did I make you FOMO on that one?
I don't think so. I've seen these before. I just haven't ever. This one I just like the yellow and the green.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just I
I love that cover too, so I picked it up a while ago. Yeah, that's cool.
nice is a nice grade and it wasn't expensive.
Yeah,
Um,
really underrated. Some of those ones, like
and
the
another
ACG
reason I
ones.
bought this is because look who owned it.
Who?
Susie.
Oh, that's really cool. So you stole that from your wife, is what you're saying. You like having
Well,
people's tears on your books. Okay.
now that and now from the sublime to something a little bit more warmongery.
Oh, wow.
And the guy down in the foreground is basically sticking his bayonet through the red Chinese guy.
It's brutal.
Isn't
And
that
what does it
something?
say there? What does it say like in the cloudy thing?
It says prisoner of war riot at Koji.
Oh,
Koji,
okay.
Koje. And the
Wow.
guy coming up over the hill has got more ammunition for the air-cooled 30 caliber machine gun, but the color palette goes from green to yellow. Top secret.
Yeah, those atomic attack ones are really interesting.
This was not expensive, and it's at least a VF.
Yeah, I mean the one with the nuclear bomb
Oh
explosion.
yeah, that's it.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still
Um,
cool. I mean, the guy getting impaled is pretty impressive.
it's the
Yeah.
Korean War. The Korean War books. I've mentioned this before. Are a lot more
More
visceral.
extreme.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I've got about 7 or 8, 9 books where everybody's getting shot in the mouth, and I mean, terrible stuff. And our guys are going to lose, and guys are
Yeah.
tunneling under the ground to get to them and stuff. I mean, it really
Yeah.
is just
Crazy stuff.
like bugs. Um, I I do like a certain amount of Fawcett material, not all Fawcett material, but I do like a certain amount.
Hmm.
And here is a group of these Captain Marvel Juniors. I just like the content on the covers.
Is that a Mac Ray Boy?
Mac Rayboy, I don't believe it is. I think it's a Jack Thompson. And it says, give enough to your community chest. You see the little red feather?
Oh,
It,
okay, very
it
interesting.
says, give enough to the community chest. Back in the day, in comics, they would say,
So
yeah,
yeah.
that's pretty brutal too.
Hmm.
Um, they would ask, blood drive and war
Oh,
bonds and
Jerry really likes the Captain Marvel stuff.
Junior.
Yeah, and Junior.
And here's another one to give to the community: meteoric action. Read the Ice Monster.
Oh wow.
And here he is riding on Sputnik. He's riding on a meteor.
Oh, it looks like a meteor, yeah. And
Isn't
it's
that
also another one with the feather.
yeah, the community chest. Isn't that
Yeah,
fun?
that is fun. Another title that's totally underrated, the Captain Marvel Juniors. I mean, you can pick those up, as Jerry would say, for less than a tank of gas.
Well, the tank of gas is $90.
Okay,
I have
well,
a
less than
21
half a
gallon
tank of gas
tank.
nowadays. Yeah, sorry, gas is utterly expensive. That's true.
I just thought this was a really nice stand up and cheer. I think this is a Ray Boy. Yeah, this is a Ray Boy. And it says here, there's a thing here.
Wow, Lyle says he had an uncle that was in Korea from 1952 to 1954. His stories were as descriptive as the comic.
Scary.
That is pretty scary.
And this one says, give to the war fund. You see the
Oh
little
wow.
eagle, the banner there, give to the war fund.
And is this 40s or this Korean
I think
War?
this is 40s. And the war fund, I believe, as I recall, was to help the guys that were wounded and stuff like that, and the widows and what have you.
Ah, okay. And
And
Jerry asks, is that a Ray Boy?
I don't, Mr. Atkinson, it
You
is,
gotta look them up.
it isn't signed.
Ray Boy has sort of a certain style, though. You can
This may
almost
or may not
recognize
be
it.
Ray Boy. It could be another Jack Thompson. I'm not sure.
He has almost like a painted style. It does not look like him, yeah.
No, it does not look like him. And this one, I already had this one, but it was reasonable. And it's not in the best of shape, but it presents very nicely. And it's the Eye Popper cover.
Oh, so you picked up a second copy of it.
I did.
Oh, wow.
Colors on this were very good.
Yeah, they're very nice. Actually, that's better than my copy.
Well, maybe I can work a deal with you, Alan.
I'll trade you. Do
No,
you?
no,
I think I
no,
have extra
no,
Turox,
no,
maybe.
no, 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 no trades. No trades. I need American money. I don't want that ersatz.
The funny money. What number is
I
that?
will tell
From
you what
Matt.
number it is.
Yeah. I believe it's like 115.
No, it's about 412 here.
No,
512.
115. No, 115, the issue number.
I know, Alan.
No, I'm just in case you didn't know.
This is November, December 1945, volume number 6, number 33.
No.
And it's Objective Tokyo. And that looks like Ray Boy right there, though.
Yeah, it does look like him. The
That's Ray Boy
little
there.
Captain Marvel Jr. there. No, I meant no, not the number not that one, but the other one. The eyeball popping one.
Isn't that cool?
Oh, 115 is Bud Thompson.
Yes.
Okay, so the eyeball one is Bud Thompson.
Well, I knew that was Bud Thompson. I just don't know. I don't know what this one is. But it's a war cover. All right, that's it. That's been, how many did I do here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I will do 12, and then I will shift back to you.
Okay.
Actually, this makes 12. And here's just another one of these fun Marvel good girl covers for the girl name titles, I call them the girl name titles, and there
Mhm.
are 16 or 18 of them.
I
Alan,
think
how
it's
many?
16. I think it was
Yeah,
16
16.
because one of the
Jeannie,
backs had all the
Rusty,
list, all them
Lana,
listed. Yeah,
Patsy Walker, um,
Millie, Tessie,
Millie, Tessie. What's the other? There are three: Millie, Tessie,
Nellie.
and Nellie, Nellie the nurse,
Mm.
and just a bunch of Hetty Devine, Sherry the showgirl. I mean, all of these ones that they had. But this is really cute. He says, "Lucky I brought my harmonica, or we'd have nothing to do."
And then the important part is the couple in the back are like totally
Well, and
like
then the
little
people
hearts and
underneath
stuff.
the umbrella, and then under the umbrella, they're exchanging genetic information. All right, take it away.
Okay. Oh wait, let's go layout. There we go. So yeah, so okay, so I'm gonna show some more pre-code horror unless people want to see other things. I'm gonna just keep on going with oh hey, nostalgic pod blast. So yeah. So I'm gonna show some more pre-code horror stuff. Wait, one sec here actually. Yeah, I'll show these ones as well. Why not? Okay, so okay, so I don't know. I've been organizing other boxes. So we got some more. This is Chamber of Chills.
Cool.
I like it just because it's like a lightning cover. Yeah, just looks really awesome. And it is Lee Elias, by the way, did the
Very
cover.
good. You know, it's not the inker on that one. I don't know who the inker was, but he doesn't. They don't show an awful lot of. It's very blockish, very
Yeah,
block.
it's not as detailed in a way.
No, it
Like
is not. Generally,
yeah,
as it is. Usually, you'll find them.
yeah. I like Lee Elias a lot. He has some really cool covers.
Well, I love him with Black Cat. I really
Oh
enjoy
yeah,
his Black Cat work a
some of them
lot.
are pretty crazy actually. His Black Cat stuff. Here's another one that's a little crazy.
What's for dinner?
Yeah, what's for dinner? You know, the funny thing about it is the guy looks like totally freaked out, but the girl just looks like
She's
she's
like
like in
sort of.
a
Can you turn the heat up a little?
she's like enjoying the hot tub kind of element. You know,
And look
it's
how well appointed that kettle is that they're being boiled in. It has all the skulls and
I
crossbones on
know.
around it.
Yes, isn't that nice?
That's a signed cover. Who's down at the bottom?
It is AC Hollingsworth.
AC Hollingsworth does really good girl covers too. If you know
Yeah.
a lot of those crimes by women and stuff I have, AC
Hmm.
Hollingsworth, he's really a
I
good
really
girl.
like
Well,
Crimes
look at
by
the good
Women.
girl on that. Look at the good girl on that cover. I mean,
I
she's a
know.
babe.
Yeah, total babe.
Hollingsworth's good at that.
So I always liked when you know Good Girl kind of crossover with pre-code horror. I think it just some of the covers are just awesome. I actually, you know what's weird? I didn't pay that much for this book. I think it was like around $100 to $200. Every time I see this book, it's like look it up. It's like crazy. It's like over 1,000. I don't know what's you know. It is a cool cover, but it's just crazy
I'm
expensive.
convinced. I'm convinced, and I said this in one of my posts. Avon has an awful lot of very interesting titles that are very
Mhm.
enticing and are just they're really good with good artists and good concepts.
Yeah, here's another one that's kind of the same idea. Another witchcraft, and I paid. I think I paid like under $100 for this one. I think it was $75 or something like that. And it's just like it's
Vengeance of the Kwanja.
yeah, yeah, and you got this. I like these ones where it's like some mad scientist thing, and like you know, like you get the little potion, and it's like this weird demon creature coming out of it. I think I showed another book. This magazine is haunted, where it's kind
Yeah.
of the same idea, where the guy's
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah.
experimenting, and a weird thing comes out.
She looks like she's fixing her hair so she looks nicer for the monster.
I
What's
don't
that
know what
about?
it is. I don't know what it is, but the girl is always so casual. Like it's like this guy's freaked out, but the girl is just like,
Well, the
oh, this
guy's
is
smiling. No, the guy is smiling because I think that the monster came out like he wanted it to.
yeah,
Isn't he
yeah. He's almost
smiling?
got like that evil, like
And doesn't he have an eye patch as well?
yeah, I'm not sure if that's an eye patch or ink spot. I'm not sure.
Okay,
That could be the copy, not the actual comic. Yeah.
cool.
How come scientists are always mad? You never see happy ones. I know. Actually, I was a mad scientist. I'm a physics major. And then I got some witches' tales. I like this one. This one's got the girl in the red dress in bondage. You got her in a nice little, you know. And then you got the other guy over here in bondage, and you got the guy in the stocks, and you got the witch.
Jeez Louise,
Lots of stuff going on.
what a mess.
Yeah. And then you got
Was that
another
at your
witch. It's a,
LCS? That was at your LCS, wasn't it?
so this one, I bought it from. There's like a store that's kind of outside of my outside of Toronto, and it's like in the middle of nowhere actually. But they have an amazing collection of comics, and I basically it says 275. That's Canadian. But what I did is I got a whole bunch of stuff from them and I talked them down. I got the price dropped by I think like 20% or something like that when I bought it. So I paid about 200 Canadian for this, which is about 140 bucks. But it's just a sweet copy. It's like a
It is really good colors on that.
yeah. So that was cool. And then another Witch's Tales that I really like. I think Joe from Black Box Silver and Bronze would like this one too.
Yes.
This is like a subway
Yeah.
one. So yeah.
God, the guy sitting behind him that was just, geez, just really. Then they
Yeah.
have the one with the guy that it's just the severed arm is holding on to the handle,
I
you know?
really I actually bid on that one 3 or 4 times. The one with the severed arm. I've lost every time because it's just it goes for quite a crazy amount of money and I just can't do it. I just but yeah, that severed arm one goes for big money. But I think this one's just as cool. Okay. Wait, what's the dragon? What are you talking about? Not sure. Um, and then some more chilling tales. Do you have this one as well?
No, I do not.
Oh,
I don't have
okay.
any of them, I don't think. I don't do I have one? I
I
don't even
think
know if
no,
I
you
have
have
one.
one. I think you have one. I think I'll show it in a second. This is what number is this? This is I forget what number. I think it's number 16, but I'm not sure. But I always like this one because you got the girl in bondage and it looks like they're dropping her into a well with like
Well,
skulls and stuff.
it's all filled with skulls and hands reaching for, and they're having
Yeah.
those 3 guys are having a great time.
Yeah, and they reuse these characters. I think this is the one that you have. One sec here, if I can find it. Thought I grabbed it. One sec here. Of course, I don't have it handy. I thought I had it.
That's okay.
No, I'll show it in the next round because it's in the same box. It wasn't one that I had grabbed.
Okay.
Um, okay, but I'll show something that is fantastic. So
That's amazing.
yeah, this you know what?
She is beautiful, but she looks like she's kinda halfway smiling, and he's the one that's getting eaten.
Yeah, it does look like that. It looks like the thing's about to chew on his head.
Yeah, and it's got all that weird stuff, the coral coming out of its eyes.
You know what's
Who's the
weird?
artist on that, Alan? I can't make it out. By the spine?
It says God God Farb Bear Bear.
Huh. I'm unfamiliar. Nice work, though.
Yeah, I don't know who it is, but I wanted to show you this one in particular because I think one of the books you're going to show tonight, and I'm not sure about this, is the woman where she's in gets thrown into the water,
I don't know.
wearing a red dress, and her
Oh,
this girl
yes.
kind of reminds me of her.
Yeah,
If
I
that makes
agree with
you
you.
know what I'm
The
talking
way
about?
yes, the way the dress fits on her,
Yes,
décolletage.
yes, exactly. So yeah, that's why I wanted to show that one to you.
Understood.
Okay.
I'll go.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let you go because I'll find that other chilling.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Nice stuff, Alan. Very
Oh, thank you.
I'm glad you pulled those out. That's good stuff.
Okay, cool.
if you've shown that before, it's been a long time since I've seen that.
Yeah, it's been a
That's
while.
really,
So
really cool stuff.
okay.
I just got this in the mail today, and this is an homage to Alan has the one where the guy's head is the clapper of the bell.
Oh,
But
that's
I
really
got it where
nice.
the whole gal is the clapper to the bell.
I have to find that one now. That is really cool. I like those kind of ones where, people are like, there's a doll man that's the clapper, and there's like a whole bunch of different ones.
Yeah, and she
That's
says,
really
"That
cool.
monster, he's trying to kill me. Help, help. I can't hold on much longer."
Dragon. I'm not sure if the
Oh, the
what
store
the
is the
store
dragon?
store. No, it's not the Dragon. I forgot the name of the store. I think it's Sinister Comics in Milton. I think it's in Milton. You're right,
Milton.
Milton. It's like a middle of nowhere kind of place.
We have a town in Oregon called Milton Freewater. It's a
Oh,
hyphenated name.
really?
I have no idea who Milton was or if the water was actually free. This is one of the guys that you will see in Ace Comics and various other places, Hand of Fate books, is a guy named Lou Cameron. And this is a Lou Cameron cover. And I,
Oh,
I
by the
think
way,
he's a good artist.
this is a good joke. If you're happy and you know it, clapper your hands.
Very good, Lyle.
Yes, that is very nice, though. I
And I
really
like
like that.
it has the striations over the moon and the bats are coming in, bats in the belfry. And God knows how big the guy is with the green nails, right?
Oh yeah, he must be a
Isn't that a
giant.
honey?
Yeah, it's really nice.
Um, Crime Does Not Pay by Charles Biro, Lev Gleason, is always very interesting. And I bought a big bunch of those at one time. A collection came into my comic shop, not my comic shop, but my local comic shop. And I bought every one that they had. They were all of them are like fine, very fine minus copies. And at the time, they really were not that expensive. It was the same collection that I picked up Three Miss Furies, the Crown Comics, the Captain Arrow 26, um, and the Crime Does Not Pay with the ice cream cover. I mean, all of those were in one collection, which was amazing. What the guy collected, he collected Blackhawks and a lot of that. That stuff went to Jeff Hitkin. But all this other stuff, I bought almost everything the guy had. But no Batman, no Superman, no Marvel, no Archies, no. I mean, it was all esoteric stuff. Very interesting. Crown Comics, very esoteric. But anyway, but the Crime Does Not Pay. This one just appeared, and it's an odd one because it's a painted cover for Crime Does Not Pay.
Oh yes, I have that one as well. Believe it or not, I really like that cover too.
And if you'll notice in the C of crime, it has the star logo for the Died Aborning Comic Code, which is the ACMP, which is the American Comic Magazine's progeny or something. But they are the ones that it died aborting. But Marvel, Atlas and Marvel Comics use that code too. And actually, Marvel had a thing where they had some doctor or something on staff. They said, "This is Dr. June Forrester, noted child psychologist, says that our books are wholesome and you don't have to worry about it." And I think I show this to you, Alan, that in the same book that had the listing of all the different titles that Marvel had at the time that book came out, the blue group, the yellow group, and I mean all these different titles that they still had. One of the things that they had was that they talked about how wholesome they were, and
Hmm.
Stan Lee did full page uh, um advocacy for comic books, and they're written beautifully. Stan Lee was a good writer. You say what you will about Stan, but he put together two full page pieces that were absolutely beautifully written about comics and how they're good for kids to learn to read.
Oh,
They
nice.
one of the things that Wortham said was, why would anybody want to read a wonderful book like James Joyce's oh yeah, there you go, Why would they want to read Moby Dick when they could read some salacious funny book? Sit by a stream and read Nathaniel Hawthorne because they don't want to fall asleep. That's why. So, continuing on, here is one that is a Star Comics of our friend Mr. L.B. Cole. And this is Love Stories #7.
Oh, nice. Very nice. I like that one a lot. I don't have that one, so I really appreciate it.
And it says here, the guy that's got his hands on the white-haired gal, it got her in the clinch. He says, you know, I'm marrying her for her money alone. It's you I really care for. And then it's that same trope with she's coming in, she's wearing a fur coat, she's coming in with the butler, right? Or whatever. He says, it seems I picked a most inopportune time to see your fiance's samples, Miss Lee. I'm terribly sorry. He says, so am I, Mr. Burns. So am I.
That's great.
Exciting.
I like his romance stuff actually a lot.
I do too. Exciting, intimate confessions. I didn't know exactly where to put this one, but this seemed like the logical place to put it. And it was in such nice shape, I had to get it.
Oh, wow. Yes, the 3D one. Oh, Ozzy likes the... By the way, hi, Ozzy. And he likes your love stories. Very nice. I like those 3D ones.
And we were talking about Nellie the Nurse, and Alan had a thing on his top 10 3 weeks ago, wherein a Nellie the Nurse copy sold for a huge amount of money, and this was the one.
Oh, so you... Oh, yes. Yes. That was the one from my shopping cart. That's really nice.
You mean the one that was in my shopping cart?
That's good.
I just posted this one, Love and Marriage from Superior Comics. This one has a water stain up at the top. And I was waiting to try to get another one because I love the title Love and Marriage. There's some great covers in it. And I like Superior Comics, and the Iger House of Art, which also did Fox Features Syndicate and Fiction House, also provided the art for the Superior Comics up in Toronto, Canada. And this particular book, I just liked. It looks like Maureen O'Hara. And in my post, I said she's Molly O'Hara, her naughtier younger sister. And they were at some pub called the Randy Ass. And the guy that is sitting there, his name is Stephen O'Gentner. And I said, he better watch out. She's got her eyebrows arched. But I said, but Stephen isn't really very swift.
Wow. So, but it's funny that his name's Gentner. That's
O'Gentner to you. O'Gentner. Don't you know? Long, long line of Irish people.
Wow, that's really weird.
So it's really weird, kind of annoying. But there she is, and I had Shane McCormick do a piece that he hasn't sent to me yet, but I posted it on my Instagram. But where I said, make her as Irish as you can, he says, then she's getting freckles and a different hairdo. And I said, I pick the girl that broke your heart. He says, done. So that's who's in my post, is the girl that broke his heart.
That's cool.
But I think that she's very well put together.
Very much.
And that's Love and Marriage. And this one is, for content, is not the most startling, but the color palette on this one and the condition of this one, and it wasn't terribly expensive. I haggled with it on, but look at the colors on this cover.
Oh, that's a really nice one. So you were picking up a whole bunch from that series, eh?
They just appeared. I mean, it wasn't like I said I gotta find them. They showed up in the new release feed.
I think what happens is sometimes they'll get a collection, right? And then where it's like, a bunch of books from the same title, right?
Yes. Or they accumulate them all and then they run them alphabetically. That's the other thing they do.
Oh, I found another. Lyle said he found one.
Good.
Okay.
This one came yesterday, and this is an Avon book, and it's quite amazing. Frankly, the cover is fantastic. There's one little corner got chewed on, but the balance of the book is a very high grade, and I think the image is just amazing.
Oh yes. It looks like she's like disrobing.
She is.
That's
Yeah, and he's okay with it.
yeah. Well, don't blame him.
Isn't that a honey?
That is really nice. I like that a lot.
Kissless Honeymoon. Here are the titles of the stories that you read inside, the things between the covers. Kissless Honeymoon. So who needs to be kissing when you're okay? And then there's Fatal Romance, as opposed to the non-fatal romance. My True Love, as opposed to my untrue love, and Deadly Triangle.
Wow. Oh my.
What
Now
is it?
I have to search through all my books now. I can't find that other Chilling
Chilling?
Tales. Hmm.
Well, maybe I'll run. Have I shown it once before, or is it one that I'm
You
gonna?
you got it a long time ago as well. I think
Okay.
you FOMO'd off me off it on it.
How could I ever do that?
I know.
Why would I ever do that?
I know. Shoot. Now I don't know where it is. Okay, you keep showing. You can keep showing if you want.
Mysteries Weird and Strange from November of 1954, and this is number 10.
Oh
There's
yes.
the severed hand coming across, and she's freaking out.
Wow, that's really nice. So I'm getting that as well. You were actually really nice to me on that one, I have to say.
I must have been drunk.
Because we were both bidding on it on my comic shop again, auctions, their auctions, and you let me win it. You let me win. So
I did.
yeah. Oh, and Big B's here.
Ah,
What's up, guys?
hey, how are you?
Hey, you're just
Are you still
Good.
are you bloodied and you can't show your face?
I'm at work still. I just wanted to pop in and say I wasn't avoiding you guys or didn't forget about you.
Okay, cool.
I told you he was avoiding us, Alan. I told you
He's
that.
always avoiding us. I don't blame him.
No,
Fair
no.
enough. Well,
I like hanging out with you guys. I wish I could be there tonight, but
we
I don't
miss
think I'm
you.
going to make it back.
I said at Bleeker's Church yesterday that that you're pouring cement from hell to breakfast from the North Pole to the equator, as the time as it is, and I know you're busy as hell.
Yeah, for sure. You want to hear a crazy story? So this morning before I woke up, I had a nightmare that I was driving my truck and I was delivering up to near Mount St. Helens and the volcano blew.
Oh
Okay?
my
Oh
God!
wow. Wow.
And so I get to work and I look at the schedule and I'm like, oh, we're delivering up on Mount St. Helens this
Oh
afternoon.
man, that's so funny.
That'd be cool. So yeah.
Like a premonition.
When if you'll recall when the mountain blew, and then they wouldn't let you get close to it. The Toutle River was a sea of lava and ash, and ash covered everything. And the Portland was inundated with ash, and all of the air handlers and everything. Same for the hotel was a problem. But anyway, when they finally, we had the Gray Line was in the basement of, or in the lobby of the Imperial, and they'd have tours and stuff that they would do. May 1980. So when they finally lifted the restrictions, the guy that ran Gray Line said, Steve, would you like to take a helicopter ride up to Mount St. Helens and look?
Oh wow.
And I said, yeah, sure. And so I took my camera and I got to sit in the front seat. And it was one of those ones that looks like a bug. It's like the head of a bug, and then the just a straight tail with a spinner on the end, the stabilizer. And so, you have the headphones on and what have you. I had this, it was all glass in front of me, or plexiglass in front of me. And
Cool.
so I'm shooting pictures all the way. And he says, this is as far, the red zone starts when you get closer to the caldera, to the top of where the volcano was. and the destruction where you could see where the thing blew and the way it went out. But he went a little. I think he went a little closer than he was supposed to, which made me very happy. And I shot, I think, about 64 pictures. And so I got to take a helicopter right up to the edge of the volcano.
And was it still kind of semi-erupting at the time?
No. I mean, it was still, there were little tremors and stuff, and it would kick up a little bit of smoke now and again, but it
little
blew.
puffs.
It
Little
blew
puffs.
its load. But Mount Hood is still active, and if every so often off the shoulder of it from Portland, you can see where there is stuff that will be coming up off of Mount Hood, because we are in what is known as the Ring of Fire.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, my dad was a log truck driver back then, and so he got to go in early into the red zone, and because they were trying to salvage logs, and so he took me up there when I was a little kid. He wasn't supposed to have anybody, so he'd have to go by checkpoints. He's like, "Get your head down below the door," and and then we go all over the place. Then he's like, "Okay, I have to go over to this area where I got to get loaded. So you got to just hop out of the truck and wait over here in the trees for me." I'm like, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, what happens if the mountain goes off?
Well, at least he came back.
Yeah, at least he did. I had my doubts.
That's really crazy.
That's a cool story. Yeah, but and another industry that they had, evidently the ash is so pure that was shot out. They make art glass out of it, and it's very famous. We have Mount St. Helens art glass all over the place here, and the rainbow stuff is amazing.
There are several islands in the Columbia River that are made completely out of ash because they had so much stuff to dredge out of the rivers.
They did, and they have these mountains of ash. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, wow. Yep. But anyway, I just wanted to drop in and say hi, guys. I'll let you get back to showing the cool books and everything. I will catch you guys later on and catch the replay.
Okay, thanks, Brian. See you on Friday.
Yeah. Take care. That will be awesome. I'll plan on it.
Okay, cool.
I did pick up some books this week, so.
Oh, cool.
Had a big trade night at Travis's with myself, Dan's X-Men Comics, and Trav, so it was fun.
Oh, good for you.
Okay. Cool.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
Be safe, Brian.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And the last one in this go round, these are the last of the raw, but actually I take it back. I have two more. Is this beautiful LB Cole cover.
Yeah, I like those. I've been trying to pick up that full run because it has amazing covers in it.
The guy looks like the guy on some of the other covers. This guy looks like that brown cover with the blonde is reversed. He's on the opposite side, and there's the. Oh, really?
Yeah.
But she is very, very lovely.
Yes, she is. I mean, we don't, most people don't associate LB Cole with Good Girl, but he did amazing Good Girl covers and romance.
Definitely so. My true romances, My True Romance or My Love Romance, whatever. I have like 3 of those, and they're great. They're wonderful Good Girl covers. This is a Walt Disney book called Animals from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And it was just so cute. And it is a linen cover, linen over a hard cardboard. There aren't a whole lot of pages, but they're beautiful 4-color illustrations inside.
I wasn't quite sure how big that was going to be. You said it was like quite large, so it's quite nice.
Isn't that fun?
Very cute.
So there's that, and then I have one more of the raw stuff.
The romance books are really awesome, actually. They are pretty cool.
This is Crime Detective from October of some year. Love for Sale, exposing sin on the campus.
Oh, wow. That's a really great cover. You never showed me that one.
No.
That's really, really nice. And is that a pulp?
It is actually a magazine. Let me pull this out and I'll tell you what year.
I like the cover. It's really nice.
Now that for only 25 cents, you can now buy the best detective novel of the month.
Oh, wow.
Mystery book of the month. Okay, this is from this is Hillman bi-monthly Hillman Publications.
Looks like the 30s.
October of 1938.
Yeah, that's what I would have guessed.
Crime detective. I was a slave girl. Solved the mystery of the murdered magistrate. Bloody trail of the Ozark gun mall. Cracking the nation's dope moguls. Sin on the campus. Mouthpiece rub out. Murder in Minneapolis. Crime lab. Enigma of the Canton concubine. Corpse in the concrete coffin. I should have saved that one for Brian. Crime calendar. Tobacco Road children. Sagebrush Passion in Texas. Shylock's Muscle. What's that? Body Missing and Gallery of Girls. Let me go back to the Gallery of Girls.
Let's see the Gallery of Girls. That sounds educational. I've seen books like this where they have like this, like kind of in their bios of each of the girls, and they each did something wonderful.
So it says here, Lou Bryce lost $1,000 judgment after Mansion Jorgensen below, the gal that's the dark complected, didn't collect. Neither did Marchin. The striking photo of Ms. Anna Fanti below center, looks like she's crying about something, was taken as she waved goodbye to her husband, who started for Sing Sing after killing his office wife, Dolores Shield, below right.
Wow.
See, below right there. So this one, he killed her.
Oh, wow. So it's a bit
So
of a...
he bumped her off, and it says here, Dolores Shield shot and killed her boyfriend. The 16-year-old girl was later freed in court. Rosanna Sandberg, top center, okay, was subjected to a night of terror when an assailant snatched her from her friend's car, bound, attacked, and brutally beat her.
Wow.
Terribly battered, she staggered miles for aid, and the criminal escaped. So it has a happy ending.
Yeah, I guess so.
But
the criminal.
But they have all kinds of things where they show, you know, how that they're telling how big the shoe was in the mud. They got pictures of the gun malls and stuff that got picked up, the cops picking the guys up and stuff. This is all 1938.
Wow.
Tobacco Road, Children, America's Shame.
That is pretty crazy.
Isn't that a wild one? But the cover is just awesome. I don't know. Does it say who did the cover? Let me see if they say who did it. Who did it? It says in 38. In 38, the Depression was still on too, until the war. No, it doesn't. Sex lashed men didn't hear. What's that? Page 6. Just a second here. Just a momentary. Page 6 here.
Oh, by the way, Matt, I am going to Free Comic Book Day on Saturday. I believe it's Saturday. Oh, wow. Is that a corpse or what is that?
I lay paralyzed and drugged before the lecherous eyes of the devil.
Oh, wow.
The doctor approached and I started to swoon and fell to the floor.
Wow.
Exposing the vicious devil worshippers cult. I was a slave girl. So this is one that you read the kids at night before they go to bed. And it's something to look forward to. It kicks the hell out of Winnie the Pooh.
Sounds like it. Okay.
So anyway, that's the last of the raw books I have.
Okay. Did you want to show some more? Like, how many books do you have left to show?
I have 17. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 slabs to show.
Okay, well, you're just going to have to keep on going because we don't have that much time.
Then I will keep going.
Sorry. Because you have like a bunch of big ones to show. So let's get into those. So.
Well, I think so far it's been pretty good.
No, it's all awesome. All awesome stuff, actually.
So we'll start with one that's a fun Archie. Laugh Comics number 38 from April of 1950.
Oh, nice.
Are you sure you know how to work it, Betty? Is it loaded? Yes, I'll shoot Archie when he walks into the room.
Yeah, I like that one. You showed me that one. I was like, oh, I really like that cover. I like the whole, it's a good gag. Like where somebody misinterprets what they're talking about based on, yeah.
This one I bought because I really loved the colors on it were just incredibly bright, and it's a very high grade.
And these are all Harvey Lucy covers, right?
No, not all of them. This is this one looks like a Bob White cover. I mean, they're too roundy on this one. Their faces are too roundy to be him. But look at the colors on that. It's just really pretty.
Really? It looks like brand new.
Here is Bell Features. Nice. And there's no date, and it's a Bill Ward cover. It's Heartthrobs number 2.
Oh, okay. Is that the one? What's the grade? I can't see. You have to lower
6.5. 6.5.
Okay, I think that was the one I was debating about buying. So I bought a cheaper version, but that one was stunning. And it wasn't that expensive. I was just being cheap. I should have kind of spent the extra because that's a really nice cover. Bill
Ward and Paul Gustafson art. And this is the Bell Features Canadian edition, which I don't think there are very many of them.
I think we saw that was like 1 or 2 on the census.
2, I think. Yeah, I think 1 of 2. Yeah. This is True Love Confessions, and it's from an outfit called the Premier Group. It's got William Wellman art, and although it's a 2.5, it has white pages, and it sure as hell doesn't look like a 2.5.
Oh, wow. That's an interesting one. Who's the
Confessions of Girls in Love.
Who's the artist on that?
I think William Wellman.
William Wellman?
Mm-hmm. You always think he's a director of movies. World War I flyer.
Okay.
We could ask our friend Mr. Matt Atkinson. True Love Confessions number 3.
Who's
Premier Group, September of 54.
It doesn't say on the slab, eh?
No, it says William Wellman art. Excuse me.
Okay.
Excuse me. Weltman.
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 Okay. I don't know who William Weltman is.
He's the son of old man Weltman.
Exactly. And
that's what I always ask I'd always ask my dad. I said, "Who's he? Who's this Sidon Spinner guy?" He says, "It's the son of old man Sidon Spinner." Of course, Dad. I should have known that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Need extra spending money? Give them your liver. Okay.
Wow.
This one has a beautiful, beautiful cover. Truly a beautiful, beautiful cover. It's an Atlas comic from August of 1952. It's Girl Confessions number 17. But it is a beauty.
Oh, yes. That is quite nice.
And you can see that it has the Died of Morning Star code as well.
Mm-hmm. That's very
nice.
The
soldier's wife.
And that's
so
Atlas,
the soldier's
right?
not there, and the wife is. So what do you think? And it's on sale every month, Alan.
Oh, wow. And that's Atlas Comics that did that one, right?
This is Atlas. See up in the corner there, Atlas?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Number 17.
Yeah. Very nice.
And a new figure mold, Hideaways. For $2.98.
So William Weltman is all the site says.
Fair enough. Thank you. I think it is. It must be a Weltman cover. If they took the time to say that, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
17 sensational features. He won't know what hit him. Just don't take a deep breath.
Yeah. Well, that's what'll hit him if you take a deep breath.
Boing.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the file copy of this book, and there are very, very, very few of them. It's high school romance, and it's a Harvey publication. And this is a brilliant copy. It's a 9.2.
Wow. And it's this one is one that I've actually looked at this book as well. I haven't seen it at a 9.2, but I was trying to buy a copy in a lower grade because I just liked the cover. I thought it was really cool. I always like these ones where you got the girl, she's throwing her arms around some other guy, and the guy's like checking out the girl in the background.
Well, he says, which would you rather have, the blonde or the noirette?
I mean, if you think about this is very Archie. You know, you got Betty and Veronica kind of situation going on here.
You do, but this Veronica and this Betty are a little more hands on.
Yeah.
They all growed up, Alan. They're all grown up.
Yeah, really nice copy.
It says here, Hidden Heartbreak, the strange confession of a girl who sacrificed all pride, all honor to help the man she loved win the heart of another woman.
Oh my goodness. And so how much is this one? How much was this one? Like
it was a few bucks.
Few bucks? Okay.
Just a few bucks.
Yeah, it's really nice.
This
And was that an eBay buy or what was that? Where did you get that one from? Oh, okay.
We now continue. Now we're in the home stretch. Veronica Lake and Betty Rubble. I'm between Betty and Wilma. I'm on Team Betty.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, depending on what Wilma's doing, but I'm on Team Betty.
Yeah.
This is another Star publication, Popular Teenagers. This is number 21. This is slabbed in a 2.5, but that same gal has gone to a different party. LB Cole cover.
Very nice.
And I think it looks like Scott Summers is there at the pool, wearing his shades.
Yeah, I know.
And she says here,
X-Men.
This beautiful world at my feet. For 14 days, if these people knew what I really am, they'd be surprised. Well, maybe this comedy is the most foolish thing I've done in my life, like a goddess, and maybe it'll get me someplace. But she's got a top on her that's doesn't quit. And LB signs down over here.
Yeah.
LB Cole signed at the bottom. Isn't that a beauty?
That is great. Really great.
They always had black and white back covers.
Yeah, which is weird, and those are all reprints.
Yeah, inside.
Yeah, inside. Yeah, but
the covers they're LB Cole covers.
You're buying
it's a cover buy.
Yeah.
And the insides, I'm sure, are good. I think they're Fox features. I mean, whatever they are. Yeah,
a lot of them are Fox featured, or even I think some are Fiction House even. Like,
I mean, there's great
they're
interiors
all over the place.
This is My Romantic Adventure.
Full of comics.
Hello. My Romantic Adventures number 136. This is an ACG comic from December of 63 going into January of 64. It does, too.
Yeah.
This is a Ken Bald cover, clear in the end of 1963. So he was still pitching, and he signed it.
Oh, wow. Nice. You know what's interesting? These, like, most people don't realize these are romantic adventures. Like, ACG books are generally fairly inexpensive, but the romantic adventures are always expensive, always really pricey, and just really hard to find. So
the Bald's treatment on this cover of the characters in the foreground, that looks almost painted to me.
Yeah, it's very odd, actually. It almost looks like an animated cell, if that makes sense.
It really does. I've never seen this treatment, especially not on a Ken Bald cover.
Yeah, I mean, usually it's not so like almost like it looks like as I said, like an animated cell where something's like laid on
A
top of the
Sericel or whatever they call those
yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah.
But isn't that? But look at the colors on this thing, and it's an 8.0.
Yeah, really, really nice. Very nice.
Electric, split level, fully furnished dollhouse with complete doll family for $2.98.
Sounds like a steal. Can I cut the little
The
coupon out and
coupon?
just yeah and
I
just send it
sure
off?
send it in. I think it's still they're still in business. This book I got from our friend Ryan at Automatic Comics. He cut me a
Okay.
very nice deal, and it is Captain Science #2
Oh, very nice.
in an 8.0, off white to white.
Very nice.
Her breasts are overcome, and she's along for the ride.
And okay, so why does he get the bubble helmet but she doesn't?
Not only does he get the bubble helmet, but he's got bare legs as well, Alan.
Well, you don't need to wear, protective
Who
suit
needs
for your
protective
legs.
things on your clothes if you're freezing completely? I don't know, Alan. It's a trope. The flying saucers are coming in, and we got a robot coming in right behind them. You see the yellow robot?
Yep, yep. Lots going on,
And
actually.
this is signed by, and it's a Walter Johnson cover. Walter
Oh
Johnson.
yeah, double UFO matching the double Ds. That's nice.
Isn't that a pip?
Did he ever get promoted to major science?
You bet. That came later when she came too. He got his
he gave her lots of science.
he got his badge.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, there was a warehouse find of a book called Atomic Comics. Atomic Comics, Green Llama 7, Jamboree #1, and the Marvel Mystery one where there's sort of a screw going at some guy that looks like he's in a tuxedo or something like that. And there was a warehouse. Oh, and then the one with the gal that said, "What do I have to do to get those?" Which
Oh,
is that.
that's the big one that everyone loves. Yeah.
And so all of those, there was a warehouse find of those books in my local comic shop. And I think this was actually when I was in college. This was in about 1975 or 6. And they had copies of all of those books to choose from. And that's where I got my True Life Secrets, the one with the gal. And I didn't buy any of the other ones because I was too finicky about the grade.
Bye, Kenyonin. You'll have to watch the end on late rewind.
And so anyway, but Atomic Comics was the one that is the ripoff of Detective Comics #1 with Fu Manchu.
Yes.
The Canadian version of Atomic Comics, though, #1, is completely and totally different from Atomic Comics #1, Daniel's publication from January of 1946. And I think I saw this cover and I had to get it.
Yeah, it's way better. Way better.
Isn't that the coolest cover?
Actually, I would say that's cooler than any of the American ones. I mean, it's just it has that sort of
She's in bondage. She is in bondage and legs akimbo and tight fitting and all kinds of good things going on with her. And then her paramour is flying in with his smoking rocket pack on his back with a 1930s
I'm wondering if it's a Zip
face.
Jet ripoff or something.
It looks, but look at the logo. They went to the trouble to make the Atomic Comics logo.
It's different.
And this is a 6.5 off-white pages.
Yeah, it's great, and it's bondage cover. It's got so much going for it.
This one was $900.
Seems like a steal, actually. It's probably like a one of one. It's probably like a ghost.
And it says here, Rocket Man and Yankee Boy stories. So that is what we have there. Is we have Rocket Man and Rocket Girl on the cover because she has her rocket pack on too, but her breasts are keeping her from taking off.
Oh, did you guys know that there was a Superman story that was killed because it was too
Yes,
close to?
I had heard that story. I don't know
Ah,
what story it
interesting.
was, but yes, I heard that story.
Hmm.
They were
Very
very
cool
finicky
book.
about that at the time. It was a secret for sure. But anyway, but that's that. And on the back, you can learn how to dance.
Okay.
But isn't that, I mean, I'm serious. Isn't that just
No, I like
incredible?
that one a
Look at
lot.
the colors on that.
Yeah.
I just,
I
I love
I
that
wouldn't
book.
have thought that those colors would work actually, but it really does work. Normally grays and stuff don't necessarily work, but that
Oh,
one definitely
man,
works.
it just pops.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
And it
Okay,
wasn't that.
it wasn't that, no?
No, it wasn't. I just had to ring the bell.
Okay. See, dancing
I
helps
have
it
one.
dodge atomic bombs, by the way, just so you know.
You heard about duck and cover? So it's
Oh
dance and
yes,
cover. Dance and cover.
yeah, dancing cover.
It won't make
Yeah,
you're vaporized anyway. So
yeah.
it's the
There's not much you can do. You might as well go
you're
out
just
dancing.
hi. Um, Alan showed that book with a gal in the red dress momentarily ago, and here's the one he was
Yes.
talking about.
And actually, that one was on Heritage on the weekend, and I bid on it and lost. It went fairly. It was a pretty good price. I wanted some
Not
other
only
things.
not only has one guy thrown her into the drink with her arms tied behind her back, but a guy is opening up with his Thompson shooting at her as she goes into the water.
Yeah, it's
And
very
she is
covered.
about popping out of that dress. At least she has a slip on, so she's very demure.
Hmm.
But things look bad. Things look worse. She says, "Back to the river, you water rat." But
That
isn't
one's a
that a
really good one.
beauty?
Yeah. So, I mean,
Off-white
that's a beautiful
pages
one.
for a Fox, too. Fox features, off-white pages for a Fox book.
Yeah.
And
Normally
this
it's
is
pink.
six is a really high grade for these
Yeah.
kind of
Usually they're
books.
beat. Yeah.
And this was from September of 1948.
Nice.
And the nerds can get their wallets in the back with a chain to hold on for all the money that's in the wallet. And the hula girl picture that's stenciled in with full color illustration on the wallet for $1.98.
Oh wow.
Premium.
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty expensive wallet, by the way.
Yeah, $1.98 and 48. I mean, what can you
Yeah.
get for $1.48? I have looked for this book since I knew of its existence and started to collect Matt Baker. I've never been able to buy it, and
Are you
this
saying, are you going to give a copy of that to your wife?
no,
No.
no, no. I don't have to give it to my wife. Okay, so this one, uh, Matt Baker worked for various different companies. St. John Publishing is one that he did a lot for. One of the titles he did a beautiful cover for, a couple of covers, is Crime Reporter. And I have the other Crime Reporter, but I never could get this one. I always was elusive and hard to find, always too expensive. And this one sat on for the longest time, and I taken a run at it. I think at
Oh,
least
okay.
once.
So $1.98 is $25.66 today.
Well, a $25 wallet, if it's a halfway decent wallet, that's kind of a spendy wallet.
Yeah.
Um, but the it was on there, I guess, for the longest time, and I finally was able to make an offer on it, and they accepted it. And I'm very, very happy to have this Crime Reporter.
Oh yes.
And Baker signs it underneath the desk. It says Baker
Yeah, it's very nice.
down by the chair leg.
I feel like this is kind of in conjunction with the other one.
Yes, it is. The other one is the gal running out, and then the bullet goes through her hand. This one has a Swami that's coming in through the window with a knife, and you're looking in the mirror, and she's got an incense burner and all the little touches. But he dressed the stage very nicely. But look at her hands, how expressive they are. The
Hmm.
dress is so nicely sort of a wraparound thing that presumably like there's two snaps and the whole thing. Then It's clinging to all the right spots, and her legs are fantastic, as well as the
Really,
rest of her,
really
and a
good.
beautiful
Yeah,
face.
beautiful.
Isn't that a wonderful cover? This is really, when you talk about
I believe that one was actually in my cart and then it disappeared. So yeah.
but you see, Alan White, you got 600 books in your cart, 1,750 books in your cart. They're all
Something like
mine.
that. Something like that. They're
And
yeah.
they're all mine, and I just wait to buy them and leave them all alone because they're all mine. Mine, all mine.
I check out eventually.
Yes, you sure check out. Anyway, and in the mirror, you can see the back of her head looking. In other words, you can see her back in the mirror if you look carefully. And then the back of her head as she's looking at this Swami guy coming in.
Yeah, it's a great cover.
Isn't that amazing? And on the back, it's, hey, gang, get your free movie star booklet with this Schwinn-built bicycle.
Very nice.
And you'll notice that this Schwinn has the spring fork. It has the spring rods for the front suspension. And one of the things that they have, do you see the sweep of the front tube going up into the neck of the bike?
Okay.
It's a cantilever frame. So that the
Okay.
way the weight distributes on the bicycle it was a cantilever frame. It was very, very innovative design for bicycles. But these were all, they call these the heavyweights, the cruisers, because they weighed a ton. And I remember in the 70s when the foreign bikes started coming into the United States, Peugeot and Crescent and a lot of these.
Peugeot when I was a kid, actually.
Very good. I mean, they're wonderful bikes, double butted tubing and stuff.
It was
They
really
were
light.
very light. They were very, very light in comparison to the American bikes, and they had speeds. And that just killed the American bike market.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're down to the last three.
Okay, cool.
I hope you guys are enjoying this. This is this represents an awful lot of time, effort, and coin to put together. And I'm very happy to share this with my good friend Alan for his channel, because I want you guys to know that when you come here, that Alan will provide, or I can provide, and as each one of us, as the nets provide us with things that we put into our collections that we enjoy, we want to make sure that we enjoy them with you, because that's the thing that makes it really fun, is to share what you're doing. Those are called girls' bicycles.
Girls' bicycles, yeah.
Because, and is that the screwiest thing? The men's bicycle had a bar across the top. The girls' bicycle had a cutout. Well, you would think it'd be the other way around, because the guy is the one that's got the equipment that could. Anyway,
I think it was for the girls' skirt is the idea. I think.
I see. So they could ride the bike side saddle.
Yeah.
Which makes it very hard to pedal.
It makes it
very
really
hard to pedal.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
Where is it? Recently, I purchased a book, and I showed it to you. Was the green llama that had the swastika over his chest, or over his head, that he was throwing
on his shoulders. Yeah.
As he's basically throwing and destroying the swastika. This is a green llama from December of 1944. And this is the first appearance of Lieutenant Hercules and the Boy Champions, whatever that is, but it's a Mac Rayboy cover and art for Green Llama #1.
#1. Woo. And
what
this
grade is
that?
7.5.
7.5. Wow. And that was the one you won in the auction, right?
This is the one that I know. I bought this. I bought this one from a guy that was at a con. I think it was, I can't remember which convention he was at. And I purchased from his name, Jordan Seymour, Semper Fi Comics. Great guy. Very, very nice man. Very, very friendly, professional, nice guy. And I said, do you still have that? Because he puts all of these cattle call ads on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm looking through and I saw, oh my God, that's Green Llama #1.
Yeah, nice.
But it's an old label, so I couldn't really tell what the grade is, and it's a 7.5. It's cream to off-white.
Banger alert.
Thank you, Mastodon. But this one is just an absolutely beautiful copy of this Mac Rayboy cover.
That is amazing.
Green Llama #1.
I mean, just so people know, I mean, this is a black cover. you getting that in high grade, probably nearly impossible. So just amazing book. Yeah, really
It
beautiful.
just, the colors on it are very bright, and the slab itself is in perfect. I don't know who stored this, but the slab is in perfect shape. A lot of the first blush, the old labels they're
Usually
somewhat,
mangled.
well, they have the tendency to be, if if they weren't cared for carefully. But this one they took really, really, it's the plastic is very clear. Now this is a snare. Free 33 power telescope, and then underneath it says lens kit.
I
So they
know
show a guy.
that's
So they show a guy looking at this, seeing the battleship and the planes and Saturn and all that. All it is a bunch of lenses. You have to build. You got to get a tube, and you got to know how to set up the focal length and stuff to set the. It's a complete snare.
yeah. Well, I mean, most of those ads are going to be not what you would expect.
It's a snare.
Snare.
This next book, this was a toss-up if this was going to be the last book or the second to the last. But I made this the second to the last because the last book is somewhat special to me because of other stuff, and I'll tell you. But my friend Alan and I, sometimes when I'm up against it with a big book, I'll call Alan, and one of two things will happen. He'll either talk me down from the tower, from jumping to buy something, or he'll throw gasoline on the fire and say, go for it. And in this instance, it was sort of half and half. But this is the book, My Romantic Adventures.
I love that cover.
And it's number 50, and I believe it's the last issue. Is it not, Alan? This
Yes,
title,
last
I
issue.
believe it is.
Last issue. Yep.
And this is an Ogden Whitney cover, and it is just this wild lunatic love of the lunatic woman, the green yellow face. This book is incredibly hard to find, and the people that have them are holding on to them. This came from a good friend of mine named Dave Alexander at DTA Collectibles, and Dave was kind of out of town, and I wanted to talk to him to try to get it off eBay, away from eBay. So I put a lowball offer on it, about, I don't know, anywhere from $700 or $900 below what they were asking, just to say Gettner's here, because I couldn't get a hold of him. And his son accepted the offer. And Dave said, and I was going to say, Dave, can you help me out on the price? He said, my God, my son gave you better deal than I would have given you. I said, well, throw in free shipping, would you? And he says, okay, I'll give you free shipping.
Wait, keep that book out 1 second. Bear with me.
And she says, let me out. He's calling me. Can't you hear him? And then the gal that's kissing the guy down below in the green, it says, how can I tell him that I'm going insane?
I just want to do something. People like it when we do this. So yeah. So
very nice.
Very nice. Yours is way better, but yeah. So very cool. Very cool book. Oh, whoops. I made myself big. Wait, I meant to make you big.
That's okay.
Oops.
Okay, this is the last one. Hi, Mon.
That was Steven unboxing it.
I've been unboxing all for the last, almost 2 hours.
Wow, yeah.
It's been 2 hours, Alan.
I know. It flies by.
It's a lot of books. One of my favorite characters is the Saint. And recently, I have been buying various Saint books, comic books. And my connection to the Saint is twofold. One is my father collected all the Saint books when he was a young man, and I got all of them out of the library before my father passed. He says, I asked, could I have them? He says, yes, you can have them. So I have a complete set, hardcover with dust sleeve set of the Saint by Leslie Charteris, and it's a great, great story. If you've ever read them, it's well worth reading, and there are a lot of them, and they're fun. There are two areas that he works. One is in London, and the chief inspector in London is Claude Eustace Teal, Teal, and he's always eating peppermints because the saint gives him heartburn. And the other guy is a guy named Fernack, and he is the police guy captain in New York City, and where he bounces back and forth between the two.
Okay, yeah. I think it's Dynamic 11, by the way. Wow. Okay, go ahead.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's all right. And the other connection was that my mother, when I would get home from school, school ended at 3 o'clock or 3:15, depending. And I would get home, and at 4 o'clock, one of our local channels, Channel 12, would have a thing called the early show, and they would have old movies that they would play. And my mother would be ironing, or she'd be doing something, getting ready for dinner or whatever it was. And we'd have the television on watching these movies. And the Saint series was on. They were B movies from the late 30s and early 40s. And George Sanders was the Saint, and he was outstanding. His voice is great. He's smooth. He's live, and it was great. Charteris didn't really like him all that much because he was good, but he wasn't an A movie. It was definitely a B movie. But the Saint movies are wonderful. The very first Saint was a guy named Louis Hayward, and he was really good as the Saint in the very first one. And then during when in my youth was the Saint with Roger Moore driving the Volvo P1800.
That's who I always think of as a
And ITV, and dun 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 doodle doo 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 doo. And I really loved watching that because I loved the P1800, and I thought that he was a good Saint. And Charteris hated the series because he says he never takes the money. And he always says the ungodly, I have to take money from the ungodly. And that was it. He would take from the rich and he would keep it. I mean, he would take from the ungodly, and it ain't no Robin Hood.
He wasn't Robin Hood.
Well, in some instances he was, but for the most part, if these guys were crooks and they had come across this money illegally, the Saint would take it and wipe out the criminal. The criminal will be wiped out, but he got the money. So, and he had a dagger that he called Bell on his sleeve. There was this particularly fancy throwing knife that was razor sharp, and that it saved him a whole bunch of times. And some of the people that he had, his cohorts, and the women that Charteris would describe are beautiful, and they're swimming naked into a lake or whatever. I mean, it's just and he had a really cool car called a Hirondelle, which I think means the swallow, but Cannonball Run. But it was a great series. So anyway, I have a lot of the Saint #2 and a lot of the different Saint books are really good. The later ones, perhaps not quite as much, but Al Ulmer does covers and Jack Kamen does covers. And I think Matt Baker did one Saint cover as well.
Yeah, this was Jack Kamen.
This is the Saint #1 in a very, very high grade. And this one had actually been on a couple times, and the guy that had it wanted too much money for it, and it just sat there. And what you'll notice from time to time, you'll see the same books come back up again because no one bought them. So they recycle them. They wait a while, and then they put them up again. Well, this guy put this one up at least twice that I know of, that he wanted too much money. So he finally put it into auction, and I won this at auction.
Yeah. And it was I actually had that auction mentioned on my top 10 list because it was such a great buy. It's a beautiful cover.
And we're still selling wallets for $1.98.
And wait, keep that up.
I will.
I have to do that. Just I think your dress looks like the colors are a bit darker, a bit more like
It's more red.
Yeah. Yeah.
What they call that with yours, and also the
oxidation.
It's oxidation. But that's because the book is exposed to oxygen. I don't know how you can get around that from, what is it, 1940, from August of 47. I mean, oxygen's going to get to it.
Yeah, exactly. It's but a beautiful cover. I mean, that's like really amazing shape. Is it a white pager or is it?
It's creamed off white.
Okay.
But the colors are absolutely. I must have seen at least a half a dozen of these that I've looked at over the years. I never had a copy, even in my first collection. I never had a copy of this because it was always way too expensive, and
Hmm.
they were always in pretty rough shape. I do tend to try to buy the highest grade that I can find and or afford.
Hmm.
And then I don't. Then as far as the upgrade game, if you do that for the upgrade game, then if when I was a completist like Alan,
Hmm.
thank you. Um, uh, when you're a completist, a lot of the joy is having the book,
Yeah.
and to be able to have the book, then to be able to have a lot more books. If you're buying one book, then it basically then I kind of make the rule. My rule has been I was a completist, but now what I do is I'll basically try to save up, and then instead of having 6 or 7 books, I'll have one book,
But
and that
one really nice book.
and that's the reason why that's my collecting direction. But all of these books, this is probably going to be my, I would say this is going to be the high water mark for a while, because this is quite an investment that has been going on for me. And but the thing about it, it's twofold. One is one collection is going out, and I'm replenishing funds, and at the same time, I've I still have not seen, even from the 90s. I have not seen the level of targets of opportunity being presented like they are now. All of these books that I've shown you here were I just bought them. And a
Hmm.
lot of these I haven't seen like forever, or for years I haven't seen them. And yet they're all coming up. And most of them, the majority of them, for reasonable prices. I mean, not giveaway prices by any stretch,
Hmm.
but at the same time, they were not so exorbitant that you just passed. For example, this book, I passed on it at least twice because it was just way too expensive. The guy couldn't sell it. I mean, it
I
was
think
just
it was like over 2,000, right? Originally.
this. Well, no, this. What did I can't remember what I paid for this,
You
Alan. I don't.
paid 1,580, I believe.
1580.
Yeah.
At one point, he had $4,000 on it.
Oh, wow.
He had $4,000 on it. Then I think it was like 2850 or 2950. And good for you, Lyle.
Yeah.
Um, and
Lyle's
uh,
always finding good stuff. Yeah.
and so then finally, I said, if I can swing this, because I don't know if I'm ever going to see another 8.0 Saint or higher to have in my collection. And again, it's because of that. And I'll just go a real quick. I'll go back through the list a little bit for you just to look.
Hmm. Yeah. So very cool. Um, okay. Oh, yeah. Believe it or not, of the books that you showed tonight, to me, that's the biggest one. Just because I know Saint number one, that's awesome.
Well, I said sentimentally because of mom and my dad's books and
Yeah.
the character, because I love the Saint.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another big one.
This, like I said, this is going to be, folks. This is a high water mark for me, and I hope you enjoy them. And it's my pleasure to share them with you, especially to share them with you with a good guy like Alan.
That's one I'm gonna have to try to get. That and the one that you're
It,
gonna show.
it's been so hard to when people have them, they just don't let them go, and when they do, they
Mhm.
want to make you pay for it. This is a killer book
Yeah, I really like that one. I've been trying to get that one for a while now.
for a Fox book, or any book really. It's incredibly bright.
Mm.
And this one, my God, this one, I really like this book.
Yeah, it's such an odd one.
Conceptually, I mean, it's like Bullet Man and Bullet Girl.
Or
I mean, it's like any
Zip Jet, or I was
Zip
thinking,
Jet and Zip Jet S, or
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
her name is.
I'm not sure what the girl's name is.
But it's just the look at her face, and oh my God. And it's a Thompson cover,
Yeah,
off-white pages. But look at the color palette. Look how bright that is.
yeah, no, it's beautiful.
Anyway, it's just rich, lush. And then here, for my friend Ryan,
Hmm.
I was going to buy another book from Ryan, but unfortunately, Ryan's higher on the book than I am. I'd have to be a lot higher to
Oh,
get.
so that was the one. Are you talking about the rings?
I'm talking about the yeah, the
Ring.
rings cover. Yeah, the
Yeah.
whatever, the skull holding the man and woman's head and the thing. It's just too
I
much.
told you I've looked at that one many times. Yeah. That's nice too, though.
Now I'm going to have to do a lot of shuffling to get all this stuff to fit.
Mm.
That's a beaut.
So what you have to do is start piling things up onto your pinball machines.
Negative. The color strike on this and the condition for a cover this dark, and especially an Atlas cover of this vintage from 1952, the fact that it does not have marble chipping and the fact that the colors are so dark and literally have not oxidized, basically.
Mm-hmm.
This is an incredible survivor, and for a book of this type, the grade on this is stunningly high, says me. Why this is a 2.5, I don't know. The back cover it's not, the book isn't beat up at all. Look at how bright how white it is on the back.
Anything with the spine?
Well, no. Well, there's a little bit of rust on the top staple, just a tiny bit, but it's not split in any way.
It could be one of those things where the top, if there's a bit of rust, it could be that it's detached.
No, I don't know what the drill is on that, but my God, it's just. And this will be the last.
What's the issue with the green-faced woman? My romantic adventures title. I think I've always liked it. Yeah, me too.
It's a cool book, but boy, they're hard to find.
Really hard to, yeah.
They're hard to get.
I've had 2 so far in my collection. I upgraded to get the second one.
So anyway, that is the biggest. If Jerry the Jitterbug hasn't fallen asleep, but those are the biggest books that I have that I was advertised, and I hope that you guys are satisfied. I can't do any better than this.
Those are pretty big books. The romantic adventures one is like personal kind of favorite. I'm a little bit sad about my copy of it because you actually got a better deal on your copy than I did, because I kind of overpaid and then overpaid again to get the upgrade, and it wasn't even that much of an upgrade. So.
But you can't feel bad, because to find that book and to have a nice copy, because yours is a nice copy, it presents beautifully.
Yeah, it presents well. That's
Alan, it presents beautifully, and it just, the people, there are hardly any sales of that book at all. The fact that Dave Alexander had it stunned me, but on top of that fact that his son basically took my offer, which I was stunned, and Dave and I felt very cheeky trying to ask him for more off.
More off.
You got it. I think
actually the funny thing about your book was that it was already on sale.
Yes, they had knocked it down from like 3,900 or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you are then a best offer, and then you went crazy below that. So
and he took it.
He took it.
He says, I said, "Do you still have it?" He says, "No, it's sold." My God, you got it. He says he took it. My son took it. And, and I said, "Well, that's good." I said, "What can you do?" He says, "What do you mean, what can I do? I think I already did." I said, "Well, okay."
Okay. But yeah, so thanks again for showing some really great books, and we'll do this again on Friday. You're gonna get a whole bunch more books on Friday, right?
I don't have any more. I don't have any more books.
We'll
I can show plenty. No, I mean, I have plenty of books I can show. I haven't shown for a while.
So again, thanks for coming on. Bye, everyone. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for being here, chat. Thank you.
Happy Monday. Okay.
Happy Monday.